Mr. Pinazombie here, opinionated gamer, critic, insomniac, and lunatic, here to talk games, movies, comics, music, and some current events, I guess. Just a safe space and safe place to talk anything and everything. And play the intro or whatever.
Put me in a blender till I render you unconscious. Little letter, no sender, cause you know I'm so obnoxious. Listen to this podcast if you're bored or you like nonsense. Music, news, movies, mini games, and even comics.
Welcome to the Pinazombie podcast.
Woo! So without further ado, new podcast, but same old me. The week of January 15th saw a couple of hot things. There was Xbox Direct showcasing games like the highly anticipated Avowed, Hellblade 2, the first Mana game ever to hit Xbox, Aura History Untold, and last but not least, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. One of my personal favorite bands, Cage the Elephant, also came out with a new single, and the NFL is heading into its semifinals as Saturday and Sunday had a couple of nail-biters. So firstly, let's talk a little NFL since this isn't really a sports cast, but we'll get into a little bit of it. Detroit Lions demo the Baker Mayfield Bucks. The Chiefs narrowly conquer the Bills Mafia in a true red versus blue video game-like highlight reel. Lamar Jackson of the Be More Ravens runs away with it against the Texans, and the Packers unfortunately pack it in and fall to the 1-seed San Francisco 49ers. This Sunday, we're sure to have some great games as the Chiefs take on the Ravens and the Lions take on the 49ers. Now, moving on to the Xbox Direct. Jumping into Avowed from Studio Obsidian Games, the people most recognized for, I want to say, Fallout New Vegas, South Park The Stick of Truth, Outer Worlds 1 and 2, indie darling Pentiment, and my personal favorite from them, which is Grounded. Avowed looks fine. It looks really fine. It doesn't look amazing graphically. It just looks fine. It has some cool ideas with preset loadouts you can whip out on the fly, which is pretty dope. Like, you can go in with a sword and shield and then instantly swap to, like, a magic dual-wielding wands, like a gangster Harry Potter. Avada Kedavra! So that's kind of sleek. Playing Grounded for several days and knowing how the combat is there, it feels way more intense when you actually play it. So since the combat didn't look too good in the showcase, I'm sure it's going to feel a lot better when you're actually playing it. With that being said, I'm excited to play this for sure on day one, and whoever came up with that cover art is killing it. That Avowed cover art is freaking dope. So is the Pentiment cover art. I mean, I don't know, whoever's doing those arts is doing a real damn good job. So keep it up, Obsidian. You're doing very good work. Next up, I think, was Aura History Untold, which looks like a crazy-ass Civ game. Personally, not really my cup of tea. I mean, I did spend hours and hours on Civilization Revolution back on the 360, which is like a Civ game for children compared to something like Civ 6. Civ 6 also had that badass Sean Bean narration, which is freaking dope. But I'm getting a little off topic. Let's see. Aura History Untold. To the folks that love Civ games, this looks like a lot of fun. Not having to wait for your opponent's turns to keep making money moves yourself is pretty game-changing. These world-building games would lose me a lot whenever someone took forever making a move. But this seems to have changed, and it's actually making it like an actual real-time strategy game, which is pretty dope. They also have the amazing Shora Agdashlu, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that name, I apologize, but she's providing the narration. She's freaking badass, such an iconic voice. I originally saw her in 24 with Jack Bauer. She was Tally's mom in Mass Effect, and she's just freaking awesome in The Expanse. Gorgeous voice, actress, dope. I probably won't play this day one or even day 100. But for anyone who's a fan of these Civ type of games, I'd be pretty stoked. After that, it looks like Square Enix crashed the party with Visions of Mana. It looks like a Final Fantasy game of old, vibrant and colorful, fun and quirky. I'm down for all these more JRPGs in here. Phil Spencer's always pushing for more JRPGs, and more games is always better. Again, not my cup of tea, but there has been progress made in having more types of these games on the Xbox platform, and I think that's awesome. If you like vibrant, fantastical games with cool and epic music, I check it out. Then it was Ninja Theory, who came slashing its way with Hellblade 2, Senua's Saga, talking about their dynamic 360-degree sound design and changes made in the way that you fight. So this one, the only thing I'll say about this game really is I think it looks great. I do. I think it's going to be good. I love the first one. I couldn't put it down when I played it. And it has like a one-of-a-kind experience, especially with the lights off and the headphones on. Going into the dark corridor with that monster chasing you is an unforgettable experience. It's a wonderful world with great music, great acting, and the storytelling is top-notch. However, it's taken a long time to come out, and I just want to play it. I think it was announced back in like 2019, and yeah, the pandemic screwed up a lot of us, but it's being marketed as a short narrative game. I don't know if a 5-hour game is worth waiting 5 years. I mean, hopefully it is, but I just don't know. I'm rooting for it, and I will definitely beat it as soon as it is available, but if it takes them 4 to 5 years to make another one, I don't think that's sustainable for a game studio. But, I mean, I want to play it. I'm excited for it. I kind of wish they would stop showing stuff of it because I want a lot of it to be the first time that I see it when I actually play it. But, I mean, that's just, nitpicky stuff from me. It's personal preference. Lastly was Machine Games, the people who brought us the Wolfenstein games, the people that brought us the ability to relentlessly kill the worst people on the planet, Nazis. So I guess it makes sense that they take the driver's seat and make the Indiana Jones game because no one hates Nazis more than my boy Indiana. Indiana is one of my heroes. I grew up watching the trilogy, not whatever masqueraded as a part 4 or part 5. But I also think that Machine Games knew this because they put this game smack dab in the middle of Raiders and The Last Crusade because even they know there is nothing after The Last Crusade. Nothing. Just spoofs or something. I don't know. But, first impressions of this game was that it started off great. Cinematic. It looked great. They have an awesome villain. They have a pretty cool companion from what I've seen. They have great settings, and Wolfenstein always makes great set pieces. They're always freaking epic. With that being said, I was bummed out that it was a first person. I want to see my hero and all of his fortune and glory. It looks like we'll still be able to see that during his traversal stuff and, of course, in the dynamic cutscenes. But in my head, I always want to play Indiana Jones in a third-person game. However, when watching the gameplay, I can agree that it looks fun as hell. I mean, seeing Indy punch a Nazi up close and personal is totally some shit that he would do. And that's where I was convinced that this would work as a first-person game. Indiana Jones, again, is one of my heroes, and this seems to be doing more justice for him than the last 2 movies. Unfortunately, Harrison Ford will not be voicing him. Instead, he will be portrayed by another GOAT, Troy Baker, who is great, and you can tell gets his voice down in some scenes. I just hope he gets the charm down. I'm so used to Mr. Baker playing like the rough and gruff characters, but Indiana isn't just gruff, he's charming and comical. I have faith in Troy Baker, but it's a tough job. All in all, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle indeed looks great, and I cannot wait to play it. So that's it for the Xbox Direct. A couple of quick things now, and I'll be done. Pal World is out on Xbox Game Pass and available to buy. It's hella fun. I'd check it out if you have Game Pass. Cage the Elephant came out with a new single called Neon Pill. It's pretty damn good. Maybe not blow you away good, but dope, like midnight cruising type of music for sure. Check it out if you like Cage or you're trying to find a new band to sink your teeth into. I mean, they're one of my personal favorites. I think they're awesome. And then lastly, I just want to give some birthday shout-outs to my niece and nephew, Tuli and Sebastian, and to Amanda, and to everyone else. I'll bother you soon with more content, and thanks for listening.